You are watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftacademy.com. www.netsoftacademy.com.
So now let's start with the next lab. In this lab, we'll be again creating a new virtual machine. This virtual machine will act as our NITA EXCH02. So next, Windows Server 2025, NITA EXCH02, browse. Now make sure that there is a folder dedicated to this under it so that we can always go back, we can have our snapshots and everything properly organized, and we are not putting any ourselves into any new messes that we can avoid. Okay, next, BIOS, next. Okay, for this one, there will be 2 cores, next, and 8 GB of RAM. Next, SCSI, next, store as a single disk file, 320 GB, next, and finish. Now, it's the same process as earlier. We are not changing anything here. So I'm just going to quickly edit the virtual machine settings, use the ISO image file. So I can just look it up right here because these are right here. These are the recent ones that I've been using. So I'll select the one from my recent. Okay. Power on this virtual machine. Now the setup steps remain generally the same. We are not changing anything. We are not doing anything new. We'll just be following the same sequence of steps that we always follow. Excuse me. All right. So I'm just waiting for the installer to load up and everything to set up. Now, again, remember this will be our Exchange server. So this needs to have more processing power and more RAM. Ideally, I would recommend, so this is my strategy for assigning RAM. I select the desktop data center, desktop experience, next. Okay, so let me complete this, then I will explain what my strategy is for assigning resources. Next. And install. Okay, so my strategy for assigning resources or assigning things like RAM and process is basically very simple. So I give my domain controllers 4 GB of RAM because they need to process, they need to be quick enough to do everything for me. Then I give my Exchange servers 8 GB of RAM, and I give my workstations 4 GB of RAM, but I only turn them on when I absolutely need them. If I don't need them, they are going to stay in suspended state. So they're not consuming any power. If I have an edge server, the edge server, I try to balance out by giving it between 4 and 8, depending on what you're doing. So if it's just installation, during installation, I'll give it 4. But post installation, I'll reduce the RAM just enough so that I can have enough bandwidth of my RAM to process multiple things at the same time. Because remember, you're also running your local operating system. Your local operating system needs a very basic minimum of 8 GB of RAM to run, because you're running your disk, you're running your softwares, you're running your browsers, you're running your all of the other things, PDF documents and everything. You need to have that at least running on 8 to 10 GB of RAM. So take that out. So if you have 32 GB, you are effectively only capable of assigning 24 to 22 GB of RAM to your virtual machines. If you have 64, then that gives you 54 to 52 GB of RAM. You go more than that, it will not affect anything, but your system will slow down so much that you can actually feel the issues happening. So keep that in mind, and we'll wait for this installation to complete and move on, and then it will restart a few times. So we'll let it complete all together. Okay, so my machine has restarted. I'm going to enter the password p@ssw0rd1350. p@ssw0rd1350. Now just double check if everything is correct and click on finish. Now once this is done, we are going to quickly do a few things as soon as we log into the machine. And remember, it's still not completely set up yet. This will still have a few more things that, Windows Server 2025 wants to behave like Windows 11, wherein it tries to collect or tries to act or has the GUI elements in such a way that it resembles Windows 11, but in reality, it is not Windows 11. It is a little bit more. It's a little bit more complicated. That's how the word goes for this. Now, again, we'll wait a little bit just to ensure that all the elements are here. Once the GUI elements all load up properly, everything works, and then we can see the things here, like this one here. This is where it asks you, oh, hey, do you want to share data with us? You just say accept. Don't get too deep into it right now because we will be disconnecting this machine from the internet anyway. So no need to worry about it. So I'm going to click on don't show this again message again here. Next thing I'll do is click on local server. Now remember, I've mentioned this many times that there are multiple ways of doing the same task. I just choose the most straightforward path. The other way is like you go from File Explorer, you can go from settings, you can go from anywhere. See, again, just because I don't want people to get confused with the instruction set, you click on domain or workgroup. This is where you get. Okay, so now if I go back to a server manager, click on the machine again. This is where we get. So it doesn't matter. It's like potato. Doesn't make a difference. It's the same damn thing. So let me quickly give this the name Nita EXEH02. Click on OK. Now again, like I mentioned earlier, I like to minimize the number of restarts I have to do on the machine. So while this is done, I'll click on restart later and I will click on reinstall VMware Tools. Install VMware Tools. Now you can see when you have multiple machines, this is one of the things that you'll have to deal with. Not a big problem per se, but it is nevertheless annoying. So I'm installing VMware Tools on this. I just want to install my VMware Tools so that I can get access to my drop and cut and paste, drop and copy, all of those things, drag and drop, all of those things. Okay, let me install VMware Tools and then we'll restart this machine. Once it is restarted, then we will move on with the next steps that are necessary in this lab. So we're just waiting for this to complete. And yes, here it is done. Now, if you have dual monitor setup or something else, you will notice a small error popping up, and that could cause your VMware Tools to not work as expected sometimes. Remember, sometimes. It just takes a few restarts to get it working. So you will see the error here in a bit once it restarts. Yep. And if you don't see the error, you're lucky. It's good enough. You can just move on. Okay. I've been seeing the error, so I just decided to mention it. But if you don't see the error, and if I did not see the error again, it's not a problem to worth mentioning. You can figure it out. It's a minor fix. You just need to restart your computer once again. When I say computer, I mean the virtual machine. I don't mean your actual computer or your local machine. I don't mean that. All right. So next thing that I'm going to do is click on local server. Once we are here, click on Ethernet 0. Now, remember this is one way. The other way again is you just look for ncpa.cpl. It takes you to the same exact place, no difference at all. Okay, click on right click properties, internet protocol version 4. Now this one again will have the even IP address. So 172.16.10.40. Now 3 255s, not 2 255s. I have a bad habit. I do not fill in the subnet mask myself. 172.16.10.1 is the gateway. 172.16.10.20 will be my preferred DNS. Okay, done. Next, tools, Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security. Now, once that opens up, I'll just quickly turn off the firewalls and everything else. All 3 profiles turned off. Apply. Okay. I could just click OK as well. Apply is just so that I can do any other changes while I'm on the same setting. All right, that is done. Next is where I'm going to go back to. Oh yes, one more thing before I forget. I'm going to mount the apps ISO here and install Google Chrome on this machine. So I right click on the virtual machine settings, cd/dvd SATA, browse and find my apps.iso because it's in my recents. It's okay, it's here. You will also find the same option, so it's nothing to worry about. In case you don't, then you can just browse and add it. It's not a problem. This PC. Apps is here, Google Chrome. The only reason I'm installing Google Chrome and I'm not doing with Edge is because it's just easier. I've noticed that it gets a little bit easier to work with Google Chrome than working with Edge, because Edge has a weird tendency to just say, hey, you need to share your data. Hey, you need to share your data. And I don't like it. I don't like anybody asking for my data. All right, so this is done. This is done. So now I'm going to quickly click on work group, click on change and select the domain. Now this is one way. Remember, this is one way. The other method is you right click this PC, click on properties, file explorer this PC, click on properties, domain or work group, click on change, same place, nothing different. Now this one will be netsoftakademy.com, administrator, password 1350. Okay, so now this machine is a part of the NetSoft Academy domain. Okay, so I'm going to restart this machine now, and this is also where our lab ends. Now, in this lab, we just created a new virtual machine. We installed all the necessary tools, including the VMware tools and the Google Chrome browser. We renamed the machine, we domain joined the machine, and made sure that everything else is sorted out. Now, the last thing, if you want to do it, and it is a good thing to do that I generally skip over because I feel that you guys can do it on your own, is changing the date and time or adjusting the date and time. So first of all, I'm going to log in as NetSoft Academy /administrator. This anyway works for my benefit because it makes my life a little bit easier. Password 1350, the same password for everything. So once I'm here, and you can see that it's going to say hi and everything, just like how Windows 11 says it. See? Once we are here, once we are logged in, I'm going to wait for as we're going to wait for this, I'm going to quickly go click on settings, click on time and language, date and time, and set the time zone to UTC -5, that is Eastern time, US and Canada. And that's that. I'm just adjusting the time for my sake, and that is the end of the lab here. So stay tuned and I'll see you in the next lab. Thank you.
Thank you for watching NetSoft IT Academy. 905-812-2923. info@netsoftakademy.com. www.netsoftakademy.com.